Is Todd Tucker just in it for the money? Find out what Real Housewife Kandi Burruss had to say about her husband, and a whole lot more by sticking around. The Real Housewives of Atlanta fans have had a front row seat to Kandi Burruss' relationship with Todd Tucker ever since they started dating during the filming of Season 4. Their blossoming romance was such a hit with viewers that they landed their own spinoff after Todd popped the question in 2013, with Kandi's wedding debuting in June 2014. It ran for 5 episodes into July 2014, showing all the ups and downs of the twosome's rocky ride before their big day. It's safe to say there was plenty to film. Despite getting engaged in early 2013, it took them around 15 months to actually start planning things, leaving them only a month to make preparations before they tied the knot. Luckily, they pulled it off. Todd said, "I wouldn't do anything differently. It was the wedding that was meant for us." Fans literally saw everything that went down, as they left nothing out. Todd told OK, "It was tough at the beginning, but it was like, our lives are on Front Street and we didn't hold anything back. You have everything in the special, from the prenup arguments, to me sitting with attorneys talking about it, to intimate conversations with my mom and Apollo. We gave it all." There's not much that Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker haven't discussed in front of the cameras, and that includes the moments in their marriage that maybe haven't been so picture perfect. The two invited the cameras in on a therapy session for a Season 12 episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. The episode saw the two discuss how they needed to have a better work-life balance after growing distant in their marriage. Todd claimed they'd been too focused on chasing success instead of being there for each other.
We love each other to death, but we just haven't had time to be happy together lately.
Kandi then commented on their sex life, admitting it was, quote, "not as good as it used to be."
Not saying that the sex ain't good, but meaning like we haven't been having sex as much.
But that's not the only time the couple has opened up about the fact that their marriage isn't perfect. The two also got candid about a time Kandi was seriously unhappy with her husband on her YouTube channel in December 2019, confessing in a video she was upset after Todd went clubbing mere days after their daughter Blaze was born. Kandi later told Hollywood Life in April 2020 that they were no longer seeing a counselor and were, quote, "doing really good." Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker are doing a pretty great job showing the world just how well blended families can work. The two both had one child each from previous relationships when they got together, with Kandi being mom to daughter Riley, whom she shares with Russell Spencer, and Todd also having a daughter, Kayla Tucker. They've since gone on to welcome 2 children together since tying the knot, and haven't been afraid to share their story with the world. The couple welcomed their son Ace in 2016 and later confirmed he was conceived via IVF, according to People. Kandi's pregnancy with Ace was considered high risk, and she's experienced fibroids, growths in the uterus, before, so the couple decided to use a surrogate to welcome their second child, Blaze. The couple announced the exciting news in September 2019 and discussed their journey to surrogacy on Season 12 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Kandi confirmed their surrogate was expecting twins during the Season 12 premiere episode, but explained how one of them didn't make it to full term. Kandi got candid about how she felt, explaining,
"I'm sad at first, but, then I had to just be grateful that the one made it."
Kandi Burruss is one of the most in-demand reality stars out there right now, as well as being famous across the globe as part of the girl group Xscape and working hard as a producer, songwriter, and her various other business ventures. So it's no surprise then that there are times Kandi and Todd Tucker might find themselves apart for a while. That's where Kandi's golden marriage rule comes in, as the star has admitted the big thing that has saved the relationship time after time. That secret? Ensuring they never go more than 2 weeks at a time without seeing one another. She told Hollywood Life in 2013, "We came up with our own plan of how many days we're willing to go without being able to see each other. Because if somebody is placed in another city for a few months at a time, you've got to think, how long are we gonna go before either you come here or I go there?" She added that their 2-week rule is very much mandatory, and something they make a big effort to always stick to, no matter how busy they are. All about that bass. There's one particular thing that first attracted Todd Tucker to Kandi Burruss when they first laid eyes on each other during The Real Housewives of Atlanta cast trip to Africa. Todd was on the production team and recalled a few years later, "I was trying to play it cool in Africa, as it's against the rules to cross the line with the talent. In production, that's a big no-no." As for what first attracted him to her, he said, "I loved her smile. She seemed very humble and genuine." But, as Todd mentioned, the production team isn't really supposed to fraternize with the talent. But he was so taken with the Xscape singer that he was willing to give up his job to pursue a relationship with her. Kandi told Glamour in 2013 that it was a big decision for Todd, revealing he initially stepped away from the company altogether, but was then asked back to work on another show. She recalled, "It wasn't that much of a conflict because he didn't work on set. He's in the offices doing budgets and stuff like that. I don't think it was a big deal, but we kept our relationship secret at first because we didn't know how the production company or network would think or feel about it." Kandi Burruss has admitted she thought she may never find love before Todd Tucker popped the question. He bought a ring around 4 months before proposing and didn't hold back when it came to the magical moment. Todd got down on one knee in the early hours of New Year's Day while they were celebrating New Year's Eve at home surrounded by family and friends, according to Us Weekly. A lot of that shock came from Kandi believing she'd never find the one. As she told Us Weekly, "I used to make jokes with my friends that I was part of the Forever Single Club, but now I'm totally different." Prior to finding love with Todd, Kandi was engaged to Ashley AJ Jewell, who featured on the earlier seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta. AJ died in October 2009, and how Kandi dealt with his death was featured on the show. Kandi spoke to AJ mere hours before he got into the physical fight that killed him. She said in a statement, "Never in 1,000 years did I think it was going to be the last time I heard his voice. He was taken way too soon. There are so many things that I should have said to him, wanted to say to him, but now it's too late." Burruss was forced to defend her husband after fans suggested Tucker had married her for her wealth. For a little context, Celebrity Net Worth claims Kandi is worth $30 million, while Todd's net worth is closer to $400,000. After they announced their restaurant, Blaze, in December 2019, Kandi was quick to hit back at fans who suggested it was all her money going into the project. She tweeted, "FYI, Todd is not spending my personal money. That is still safe in my savings portfolio. He and I have made a lot of money together, which is what we use to invest in new business ideas. He helped make it, so he can help decide how it's spent." Todd himself has also hit back at those claiming he's after Kandi's cash after even her mom, Joyce Jones, suggested he could have financial reasons for pursuing her. He told BuzzFeed in 2014, "I am definitely not an opportunist. I didn't enter this relationship expecting or wanting anything from Kandi. I was already in TV production when she and I first met, and I continue to do my thing." When people say that, I think they are dealing with what is inside of them. It gets annoying, because why can't I just love Kandi for her and not her money? At this point, in terms of beef, Todd Tucker is pretty much a full-fledged housewife in his own right. Todd slipped right in with the gang when he started appearing on The Real Housewives of Atlanta while dating Kandi Burruss, and he certainly hasn't been afraid to bring the drama. Todd famously fell out with Phaedra Parks over money, as Todd claimed Phaedra didn't fully pay him after he worked in the production team for her workout DVD, according to Bravo. Much of this drama played out on camera, with Kandi taking to Instagram to try to clear the air. But that was far from the only time Todd brought the drama to Bravo. Todd also got into it with Nene Leakes in the Season 6 episode, Mexaloco, when Todd raised his voice during the gang's trip to, you guessed it, Mexico.
It's okay to school me, but don't talk down to me and then school me.
If you don't like the way I said it, that's your problem.
It's not just with Kandi Burruss's The Real Housewives of Atlanta co-stars that Todd Tucker has had frosty relationships, as his drama with Joyce Jones, aka Mama Joyce, has also long been documented by Bravo cameras. The two appeared to get along before Todd proposed to Kandi, but fans first saw cracks start to form on the twosome's wedding spinoff, Kandi's Wedding. Todd told OK of the drama in 2014, "She doesn't let up off of me. It's been tough. We're taking it day by day. I think she's going to come around. I just think she loves her daughter and she's very protective." Todd and Kandi's families then took a trip together in 2015, which was captured for another of their spinoffs, Kandi's Ski Trip, where fans saw tensions rise even more. Kandi told Hollywood Life at the time, "Right now, our families are in a place where we're trying to mend and blend both sides. It's been tough, but I have faith we'll one day be able to all get along." Luckily, as of April 2020, it seemed the twosomes' relationship was back on track. Kandi told Bravo that Joyce, quote, "totally changed after Blaze's birth, putting an end to her and Todd not speaking." She said, "Blaze being born has, healed our family in such a way. Now my mom comes over often. Her and Todd talk and laugh together now, so it's been a blessing." In it for the long haul, it turns out Kandi Burruss' relationship with Todd Tucker is her longest ever, by a country mile. Kandi has been pretty open about her struggles to find love ahead of her romance with Todd, and confirmed on Essence's Yes Girl podcast around 6 years into their marriage that she'd never been with anyone else longer. As for why they work so well together, Kandi shared that her man keeps her on her toes, as she never gets bored with Todd. She shared, "I feel like in other situations, I've lost interest, or maybe they were a cheater, you know? I don't tolerate cheating, so our communication is all the way on point, and I never get tired of talking to him, so I think that is what automatically made me be like, okay, I can do this." Kandi echoed that sentiment during a joint interview with Upscale magazine in January 2019, admitting, "Todd is the only person I enjoy being with all the time. I can never get bored talking to him. I talk to him all the time. We have lots of fun together. I feel like he's my match all the way around." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.